ASMR. A feeling of well-being combined with a tingling sensation in the scalp and down the back of the neck, as experienced by some people in response to a specific gentle stimulus, often a particular sound.
Like the sound of coffee. Okay.
All right. We did our little ASLMR.
That'll get your ratings up.
ASLMR?
ASMR.
ASMR. Yeah.
Or ASMR.
Well, the thing is with it is that the girls who do it are really young, you know? They're really...
You're not really young?
No, I'm really
What are
old.
you, in your mid-20s?
I look like
Hollywood,
it, I guess.
you're over the hill. Actually,
I know.
don't say how old you are on this podcast. Actually, say it and then we'll
No.
bleep it out. How old are you?
No.
How old are you?
No.
Okay, just tell me what year you were born. I'll guess.
I'm old. You'll guess.
Yeah, I'll
You'll
guess.
do the
I'm not good at math,
you
so it
mean.
will be a guess.
No, I don't want to talk about my age.
Oh, all
Because
right. All right.
the industry
All right, how
is
about
totally
this? How much do you
ageist.
weigh?
How much do I weigh? 125
She says that. That's right.
pounds. Well, it's
That's not... Okay, it was a joke. It's like the two
Yeah.
things you shouldn't ask a woman. How old are you? How much do you weigh?
You know, the thing is, around Christmas, I got down to like 112 because I like... Cause
You did it the opposite. Most people put on pounds during the holiday season.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, what happened was is that in October, I was sexually assaulted and I got super depressed. And so I completely stopped eating. And I was totally anorexic for like until Christmas. And,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm usually like an eater. Like I eat comfort food and stuff. But like
Yeah.
it completely, like I was just totally anorexic and I couldn't keep food down. And then also I was eating really unhealthy. So when I would eat, it would be like pizza and hamburgers and stuff.
Comfort food, like...
Yeah, exactly. And so I was eating like shit. And,
You were eating like shit, but
Yeah.
not keeping it in.
but like, yeah, I was throwing up a
Throwing it
lot
up.
and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And, but I got down to like 112 and I was just like, well, fuck, this is the best diet I've ever had. Like, you know, just like the emotional.
The sexual assault diet.
I know,
by
exactly.
Caroline.
You'll stop eating, you'll
horrible.
get really depressed and stuff. And I was so happy with my weight, but then it's like, I'll come back, you know.
So you processed it, and did you go like therapy? Like what was the process? Processing.
You know what happened is that over Christmas I was going to visit my mom up in Palm Springs and my stepbrother, who he and I have always had a very tumultuous relationship. I don't know if I've talked to you about that, but it's
no.
really I mean we've always
Talked about things, but
Well,
I don't know. Remember the stepbrother
I grew
specifically.
up in a really patriarchal household. You know what I mean? Like an actual patriarchal household where it was like, I remember my stepbrothers came over and they had like friends over and they had like a movie night and there was like, they just completely trashed the television room. You know, like there was like potato chips on the floor and stuff. And then me and my sister the next day, it was like, my mom was just like, you guys gotta clean it up. Like that's...
The women, the
yeah,
girls.
yeah. So like, we had to clean up this like
That's
house
an example of how it ran.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow,
It
you're
was-
there to service the boy, even your brothers
Well, my stepbrothers.
or stepbrothers.
Yeah, and because you know my mom entered this marriage and she really had no power, you know, and it was sort of
So was this all dictated by the man that she married?
I mean it was just sort of how it was, you know what I mean, and so my mom was sort of in charge of us, and so it was sort of more like us dealing with her.
Was there a father figure, the father of
Yeah,
your stepbrothers?
Yeah, and he just kind of.
You're saying that didn't come from him. Your mom was the one dictating.
Yeah.
The patriarchal.
Well, I mean, it was sort of like, this is sort of your life, girls. You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
she was being controlled by
Yeah,
him.
I think so.
Did you see it?
I mean, I want to spare my family a little bit, but I mean,
Does every podcast end up talking about your family?
Not every podcast, but I do. I talk about my family.
Doesn't
And
everything we do in life really relate back to our family?
It does, but I mean, I love my family though. I
Stupid
love
families.
how they're so. You know, like the other day, my mom called me at like 2 a.m, and I was at work, and she called me twice at 2 a.m.
So you think it's an emergency?
I was like, my dad died. I was totally like, my dad died. And this is
Wow.
when I'm finding out because he eats so much cheese, you know? And it's just, my dad eats so much
Because
fucking
he eats
cheese.
so much cheese.
He eats so much
You
fucking
just know you're gonna
cheese.
get the call. There's
It's just,
a
he's-
wedge of brie lodged in his throat.
I know, he's not healthy. He's not a healthy man. And so
Funny because the like the paleo diet is all meat and cheese. So
Really?
if he lived in Hollywood, they'd say, hey, he's healthy.
Oh, well, he eats a lot of like, you know, ice cream and stuff too. You know what I mean? So I think he doesn't really have a balanced diet of meat and cheese.
It's all
But
cheese and other dairy products.
yeah.
Okay.
So I was just totally like, my dad died. Oh my God. And I'm going to find out at like 2 a.m. at a strip club like, so I went to the smoke room to call my mom. I was like, okay.
You were hanging out in a strip club?
Well, I work at a strip club.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if we can say that.
Oh, yeah. I know. I'm totally open about it.
Okay.
I'm totally an open book.
I am finding out right now. Wait, say it again. Where do you work?
A strip club.
What? All right, go on. Tell me about your dead dad.
So I was totally convinced that my dad died.
We're laughing because I know that he didn't die at the end of the
He
story.
didn't die. He
Okay.
didn't die, but he will. I know.
Oh, Jesus. Guess what? We all will.
That's true.
Some of us from cheese and some of us from too much coffee. Sorry.
So, you can't die from too much coffee.
You
I don't
can't.
think. You get really anxious.
I'm putting that to the test, girl.
And so I.
So what was it? Why the emergency call at 2 a.m?
Because 6 months ago I unfollowed her on Facebook.
Wait, what? And she just realized at 2 a.m?
I know, that was the thing. We got into a fight 6 months ago over something dumb.
Oh, you
And-
hadn't talked to her since?
No, we talked and we worked it out and stuff, but I forgot I unfriended her on Facebook. And that's like, by the way, that's like the worst thing you could do to your mother. Like, my mom never calls me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? For any reason. My mom does not deal with me. You know what I mean?
So the closest you had was Facebook
yeah.
for her to like be in touch with you.
Yeah. And so she like.
You know how you avoid this problem, which is
How?
what I do? Just don't add your parents on Facebook. That's the problem. I don't even think my parents are on Facebook.
You have to. You have no choice.
Is this a smoking podcast? I didn't
You
realize
want
it was a
some?
smoking podcast. I don't even know what that is.
I started.
What is that little
It's a
thing?
vape. It's a Juul. So
It's a Juul.
It's helping me quit smoking by smoking
Is
vapor
it-
instead of
Is it
nicotine smoke.
nicotine? Or is
It's
it?
nicotine. Yeah.
It's not marijuana.
No, it's not marijuana.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So there's no smell to that.
No, I don't think so. Do you want some?
How do you do it?
You just inhale. You just.
Tell me about yourself, Dollface. So you're in that new Clark Gable picture. Tell me about that. Do you have to push a button when you do it?
No, nothing.
Where do you insert it? No, where do you? You just suck on it like a regular
Yeah,
cigarette.
you just suck on it. You don't put it up your dick or your whatever you were doing there. What were you doing?
Just putting it in my
That's
butt.
not where it goes.
Up your dick. Up your dick with a rubber
It
nose.
looked like you were going more towards your
By the way, can we
crotch
say
than
dick?
that way. Yeah, of course. You can say whatever you want.
Okay. All your sponsors won't care?
I don't have any sponsors.
Are you kidding me?
I have 42 subscribers.
Let's
I
get
have
Juul as a
42
sponsor.
people that fucking get it. 42
42?
people that
Oh, yeah?
fucking get it.
They get
it.
43 because I'll listen to this episode at least. I'll be like, wow, that guy was great. Do a little ad for Juul. Maybe they'll
Okay.
pick you up. Right to the camera. Juul satisfies every time.
That's my
It's
Juul
still going. You
commercial.
can't see it, but it's still going.
That's my Jill commercial.
Whoa, she did a unicorn.
Just
That's
like,
pretty talented.
that's how I'm gonna do it.
4 out of
That's
5
not-
doctors prescribe Juul cigarettes for pregnant women. So that's something that, if you want to talk about what I do a little voiceover.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do. I've done some voiceover, but I'm trying to get more into voiceover. So
Cool.
that's why you were like, be on a podcast. I was like, great. That's the only good part about me is my voice.
You have a really great voice.
Thank you.
Yes. Have you ever thought about doing like phone sex?
People say I have a face for voiceover. Phone
women.
sex operating? I
Yeah,
wouldn't
like
know
for
what to
women.
do.
For women.
Ask any girl I've dated. I'm not good at the sex talk. Wait, give me some line. Actually, I've challenged people. I say, give me any line that's not sexy, like take it from a kid's book.
Okay.
And then I'll try to make it sexy. So
Sure.
find me a line. Find me like any kind of generic line of something. I'll need my glasses for this.
Here you go.
Okay.
Just
Whoa,
read- just
all
read-
of that?
just read-
Wait,
just
you gotta
read-
tell me what it is.
It's
Sweet captivity. Okay.
this erotic fiction I'm reading.
Oh, well, this is already sexy.
Yes.
It was supposed to be not sexy. I was going to try to make it sexy. Do you know how many thoughts I have? Like, all at one time? If I don't have something to focus on, they overwhelm me. I can't live like this. It's only been 2 days, he pointed out. I'm going to make him Batman. It's only been 2 days, Batman pointed out. You'll adjust. I won't, I asserted. You don't know me at all. I'll go nuts if you keep leaving me like this. Batman's frown deepened. If you're trying to manipulate me into letting you walk freely around the suite, it's not going to work, Joker. That's a privilege you have to earn. Okay, enough of that. That was not sexy at all. Christian Bale's going to sue me now.
God, I hope he does. That guy can be such a little whiner sometimes.
Is he? I feel like he's loosened
just-
up.
I just remember that horrible, like, get off the fucking set,
Oh,
you bastard!
yeah. That's classic.
I'm gonna kill your family!
It would-
And it's like over the Terminator, like the Terminator remake.
Well, you know what I respect about that, though, is that even on a, like, you could say a stupid action movie, whatever, he's taking it very seriously. That he's taking his part of the process, his craft, very seriously. He's like, I'm here to do my acting job, and I can't focus because you're in my... It was like somebody was in his eye line, which is like a big no-no for a crew member.
That's true.
Who did you hear as an asshole? A celebrity?
Jeremy Piven.
Okay, well, that's true, though.
Really?
Well, here's the thing. When everyone says someone is an asshole... You know what, though? My problem with that is I used to get...
Remind me of Jeremy Piven.
Okay, oh my God.
Oh, maybe
It's
that's why
funny
it
you
came
say
to
that. I was
mind.
just about to say, oh, really?
Yeah.
See, people used to always say, oh, you remind me of Jeremy Piven, especially when he was on Entourage. You'd be like, oh, Ari. And I took it as a big insult because Ari was like the douchebag on the show, right? And then everyone I know that met Jeremy Piven in real life, especially women, well, no, actually, women, they all say he like basically tried to, fuck them. Which, whatever. But like in an asshole way. It wasn't like smooth about it. And then all the guys that would like try to go up to him in a restaurant or whatever, total asshole. Be like, no, I don't take pictures. I don't sign anything. So it's like, come on, dude. So I didn't want to be compared to him. So now
Who do you want to be compared to?
I get Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
and
good.
I'm okay with that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I am okay with that.
I love his drug problem.
He's over that. We don't.
I know.
He's
I
like
mean,
he's like so many years sober.
No. I mean,
I love his drug problem. What does that mean?
Well, time is a concept. Time is.
Yeah, Josh, who was yelling at
relevant.
me for being a half hour late. It's just a concept. You didn't yell, actually.
But well, there's. I mean, time is relevant. You know what I mean. So
and relevance, never forget.
Yes. Yes. Is relevance? Did I say relevance? Time is relevance.
If time is relevant, then it's important.
It's relative.
It's relative.
Yes. And so I guess just I don't know.
What do you mean by that?
I just love the idea. I love a good like I fucked up. I did a shit ton of heroin and I climbed into bed with a family.
Cut right there. Just take that soundbite. I fucked up. I did a bunch of heroin. On next week's podcast, Caroline admits everything.
But now I'm Iron Man. Look at me now.
I
love that.
It's an inspiring story, right?
Yeah, it is.
That's the riches to rags to riches, because he was a huge star and then got into drugs and like it looked like he was gonna fuck up his life. Like if there was a headline, one morning it was like Robert Downey Jr. OD'd and is dead, no one would have been surprised. It would have been tragic, right? But no one would have been surprised at that moment,
Well, one thing I think that people
and then
don't
now he's
look
back.
At, yeah,
he's back and he's like embraced like his healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, well, I love he has a really good relationship with his father, and he's totally open about like how like his father and him had this totally unhealthy relationship, and like his dad would give him drugs when he was like 13 and stuff.
Oh, is that true? I didn't know.
Oh yeah, and like lean forward, and so he was talking about like he was on like a drug binge, and he was like, I don't know, like there's just this horrifying like scene where he's like in his tighty whities on like New York in a bad neighborhood or something like that, and he's like fucked up on drugs, and he's like calling his dad asking for help, and his dad was just like, what do you want me to do? Just go get a job. And it was like that was kind of it. His dad was just like, there's nothing I can do for you. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
Just stop doing drugs and go.
You know who else helped him that he talks about?
Who?
Mel Gibson.
Really?
Mel Gibson is a good friend of it. They were in a movie called Air America together. And since then, they've stayed friends. And he reached out to Downey, right, when Downey wasn't doing well. And then Downey was one of the first people to, like, say, when Mel Gibson went through his stuff, which we don't need to talk about. No. But if you want to talk about the treatment of women in Hollywood, he could be talked about.
Yes.
But Robert Downey Jr. was one of the first people to be like, hey, give Mel Gibson, like, another chance. He's not a bad guy. He, like, fucked up. He was drunk when he said those things.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Like, that's what really bugs me about, because so many people have come to his defense, like, black people and Jewish people who are friends of his saying, like, that's not him. We don't recognize that
and women.
guy. Yeah.
Jodie Foster is one of his good friends.
Yeah, exactly. And so, it's just, I don't think people recognize, like, drugs make monsters out of good people all the time.
Yeah.
Drugs will do that to you.
Yeah.
Drugs completely just, you have no humanity.
Right.
And
some people say it's like, oh, if you're fucked up on drugs or on alcohol, it's like, oh, that's when you're the most honest and that's the real you. I don't believe it. I think it's a different version.
Well, I remember in film school, like a lot of people idolized like Easy Riders because of like how they filmed that movie, and it was totally, it was just
they were all on drugs.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like that kind of worked once for this one movie that it.
Yeah, but also like those are like psychedelics and marijuana.
Yeah.
Like And you get into the drugs that change you the dark
Sure.
way, like heroin and
Yeah.
cocaine and things like that, and it's a different reaction. you know?
Right. But I just remember people really idolizing how that movie was filmed, and then like all these like kids would like, I want to get fucked up on drugs and make a short film and stuff, and then it's just like, okay, well, it's gonna be terrible if you were
And
sober.
now we have
it will
David
be
Lynch.
terrible if you were sober, and so if you're gonna do
Yeah,
it on
well-
drugs, it's not gonna be good.
True. I mean, I don't know. I don't quite get Easy Rider. I get what it means in film history and everything, but like it's not to me. It's like,
Sure.
yeah. Also, I'm not a big drug guy, so
Really,
I mean, I don't do a lot of drugs.
you don't need a lot of drugs. You're fine.
Oh, you ain't so bad yourself.
Thank you. Yeah. There's
What does that mean? Need a lot of drugs?
Well, I don't know. You're just so like energetic and stuff, and I feel like people take drugs to get on your level. You know what I mean? So you're already there, so you don't need them. You know?
If I were to do drugs, I would do the ones that bring you up. you know?
Yes.
So send those drugs to 2021. No. No, but like if like marijuana things like that, I'm just like I'm out. I fall asleep. It's like it's no fun for me.
Oh, this boy in my hometown got arrested.
You were like, oh,
I know.
that's so sweet.
This boy in my hometown got arrested for ordering heroin off of heroin.com.
Okay, wait. I mean, you can't really blame him,
I
like,
know.
right? It's not on Amazon, so
know.
why not go to heroin.com? Wait,
I
what
just,
is? Was that like just like
I think
the
that's-
government like said it like let's just catch some idiots,
I think that's
These will be
for-
the easy ones.
I think that's exactly what it was. I think it was like during like the time of To Catch a Predator and stuff.
This
where
week
people
on
would
To
just
Catch
go
an
for
Idiot.
People would just go for anything online,
You just like whatever you're looking for.com.
like you're. Yeah, exactly.
YoungAsianBoys.com.
Like darkweb.com. Oh,
Yeah.
I found it.
I found the dark web. No, that's not the dark web. Wait, really?
Darkweb.com.
Heroin.com. And
Heroin.
got busted for trying to
Yeah.
bite.
It was quite a scandal
Wow.
because it's like
Where are you from? Colorado.
I'm from Juneau, Alaska.
Yeah, same thing.
Yes. Colorado, same thing. Yeah.
Wait, you're from Alaska.
I'm not from LA. I'm not from New York. I'm
You're
not
from
from anywhere
Alaska.
important. Yes.
But Alaska, there is a big drug thing, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes. There is a huge drug problem in my hometown, and because the thing is that Alaska is like a huge witness protection drop off. So
Right.
a lot of like
There's like
people
ex-cons.
yeah.
It's the new Australia.
Yeah, a lot of people from gangs, go to Alaska. A lot of people from, from like the old mafia days.
Let me
go
tell you
to
something. Let me
Alaska.
tell you a sponsor you're not going to get.
What?
The Alaska Tourism Board.
Well, I remember.
No, but I've heard that. That's where they go. And so that's a big percentage of the population, right? It's like
Yeah.
ex-cons and people hiding out from getting caught for something, right?
Well, my dad worked for the Department of Corrections for many years, so he would kind of be familiar with who is witness protection, and he kind of would know like who was and wasn't and stuff. And so,
Oh, wait, they would be in witness protection in Alaska.
Yeah.
That's like, you did something really bad.
well, I remember this one guy. He stuck out like a sore thumb. He had like this really thick, like in Alaska, this really thick like East Coast accent. Stuff that's like total.
So he stands out.
Jersey boy,
Yeah.
kind of like.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
from Alaska. What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get a slice.
Exactly.
I'm a native Alaskan.
So I had this friend who lived in the same building as him, and he the thing is that when you go into witness protection, like you're not going to live as like a king. You're going to live like on a very budget, like
Right.
they expect you to get a job and stuff.
Right. I don't even know how it works. Do they
expect
pay? Do they give you
they-
money?
They do and stuff, and they like they set you up. They what I mean.
They give you like the identity and
yeah.
they probably give you the job, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
you're like,
they,
you're this
like-
guy that works at this insurance company.
They support systems and stuff, so like they'll like sometimes people who have been in like sometimes they'll put like friends together and witness protection together
Yeah.
and stuff if they're both in the same kind of like which so they'll build support systems and then they'll try and like get people like connected with like programs and just to get involved and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're just people that live on welfare.
Yeah.
And so this guy, he was living in like, so my friend Tatiana, she didn't live in a nice place. She lived in like a 2-bedroom apartment with her mom. And so the guy lived like in he had a window that overlooked like where we would go to smoke cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'd be underneath his window like smoking cigarettes, and then we'd hear like, and it's just like, it's Alaska. So like the last thing you're going to expect to hear
Is that accent?
is like, yeah, exactly.
Hey, what's with the smoke, dollface?
Yeah, no, like, so he would always yell at us for smoking cigarettes underneath his window while he had a cigarette. Like,
Oh,
yeah, like, And then he would like have like a wife beater on, you know, like just this
guy,
full,
like,
with
a
a
full-on
gold chain.
Every trope
Yeah,
of like the
yeah.
Jersey guy.
And I always wondered like what he did for a living.
He was up there just stirring a pot of sauce, making some
Yeah.
meatballs.
But I met him on the bus once, and he told me I was pretty and that I should be a star. And
Wow, that's a line.
I know he
The
said
line that
but
will
this-
never work.
But I think
Hey, you're pretty. You should be a star.
and he told me
Now
to
get over
move-
here and blow me.
He told me that I should move to Chicago. That's what I remember. He didn't tell me to move to New York.
Because if you can make it there, then you should move to LA and make it there. That old slogan of Chicago. Chicago, if you can make it there, go to New York City.
Well, yeah, I don't know. That was
Or it's kind of like a half compliment, half diss.
I know.
You're so pretty, you could do well in Des Moines. But it's better than Juneau. You're a Juneau 11, but you are a Chicago 9, so. What were you in Juneau? I don't assume there are a lot of like.
I was the most
really-
beautiful girl in town. And
Why
then
do you say it like that?
Because
I was the most beautiful girl in town. I am programmed to repeat this. Is that how people said it to you?
no.
Was it an actual prize that you won?
No, I
Oh.
was just told that all the time. And
Yeah, so was I. Big
and
deal.
Then, yeah, my mom was really beautiful and stuff, and so people would always tell me that I
She
looked like.
still is. In case she watches.
Well, you know, she really let herself go. I'll be honest.
Is it the cheese?
I know it's the wine.
Oh, it's the wine.
It's the wine.
Mom does the wine and Dad does the cheese.
Yeah, I know. They're divorced.
All right.
But,
Wait, so your mom was very pretty. And
She
hence
was very
you're
beautiful, and so
very
I remember
pretty.
like people would stop me and be like, "You're Linda's daughter, aren't you? You're Linda's daughter," and stuff. And she was and like, and so it was almost.
So
just,
when
like,
you were growing up, did you know your mom was attractive because
yeah,
of that?
yeah. And so I mean, like, well, my mom was always like, I mean, she had a lot of boyfriends.
You're grown up. You're always told that your mom is beautiful, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does that affect you? Do you want to be your mom? Do you want to be known as pretty? Like, did you idolize that?
Yeah, I guess there is a sense of identity in being beautiful. You know what I mean? In that,
Because you know it's a compliment, right? Even as a kid, you know that like that's a good thing. So
yeah,
through that compliment to your mom, you're like, oh, that probably feels good. It does feel
Yeah.
good, even being told that your mom was pretty. So now I want that feeling.
yeah,
Did you start wearing makeup when you were at a young age?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
wearing like pretty clothes. And when did you know? Then when did you know that you were pretty? Like what age?
I was 11 years old, and this boy said, "Caroline, you're so ugly, and if you weren't wearing so much makeup, you would be like..." No, he said, "Caroline, the only reason why you're so pretty is because you wear so much makeup." And I was so hurt by that, and it really hurt my feelings that he said that. And I was like, "Oh, this boy called me ugly," and then my mom was like, "But you don't wear any makeup, so he just gave you a compliment."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
I was gonna ask you why you were wearing so much makeup, and
No.
you weren't wearing any makeup, and then the boy
I was
said,
11, and he said the only reason why I was so
"What's that
beautiful-
boy's name? Say it to the camera."
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think it was Ryan.
that meant she was pretty. No makeup. Did you come back the next day and be like, "Hey, bitch"?
No, he was like this dorky fat kid, so I wasn't interested.
Oh,
But
did you tell him if you weren't wearing so much fat, you'd be pretty too? So then you knew you were pretty, and then did you own it? Then you were like,
no, I was always really self-conscious and really insecure, and I think like my only friends were like boyfriends and stuff. I had a few like
you didn't have girlfriends?
I had a few.
Why don't you get along with girls?
I don't know. I mean, I don't. It's not that I don't get along with girls, and I discourage that whole attitude, like of just like women don't get along with other women and stuff. And
It exists.
It's true.
It's not. Of course,
is.
it's not universal. It's not like.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I
But-
mean, I wonder. I mean, getting into that, like, I mean, I wonder how much of it is social and how much of it is scientific that women can be so, you know.
Well, yeah. Do you think
ab-
it is? It goes back to like it's hardwired into the DNA. Like you shouldn't be friends with other women because you're competing with them for the mate, right?
Yeah.
It goes back to that like
Yeah.
our
Or
primal, like because you're built to procreate, so you need that mate, and the other women can't have my mate.
sure. And so, I mean, and then also.
Sure.
I mean, sure. I mean, I
I'm not a
honestly,
scientist.
women really don't like each other, and I mean, I've seen shocking amounts of female misogyny, of
Right.
happening, even amongst feminists and stuff. It's just like women just
Yeah.
cannot stand each other, and sometimes I look at guys and just like see, male camaraderie and men getting along and stuff, and it just seems so easy, and it just seems so
It
natural.
is. I always
And it's just-
marvel at it too, because like I always think about like okay, so like you and your mom, right? Almost.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work because She's your
Well,
mom.
my mom was this horrible mean girl. She was really nasty to people growing up and stuff. And so
Oh.
I would get confronted by the people she bullied.
Really?
Yeah.
Residual bullies, and they'd be mad at you. They'd be like, "Give this to your mom."
Well, they would tell me the stuff that she did to them. You know, like they would vent
Oh.
to me about the stuff that she did.
Like what? What's the worst
Like,
story you heard?
She like this girl, she poured applesauce on this girl, you know, like stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
You know, like she was a bully,
Yeah.
you know. And
Did you ever talk to her about it? Your mom?
my mom,
Like, is she open about it? Does she admit?
no, my mom is still bullies them.
Still?
Like it's a small town
But
where
she's
everyone grows
gone
up
from
together.
applesauce to red wine.
Yeah, and so I was in a class with this girl, and my mom bullied her mom, and so like the mom like saw my mom
my
and was
God.
just like,
This is the
"Hi,
cycle of
Linda."
bullying.
Yeah, like, "Hi, Linda, how's it going?" And then my mom was just like, "Hey, gal, how's blah blah blah?" You know, like she just said something.
Get that applesauce out of your hair.
Yeah, I know exactly. It was something
Wow.
like that. And so
I love your mom.
no, I know my mom too.
She's a good villain.
Oh my God. I'll never forget, she was like hitting on this guy hard right in front of his wife.
In front of you.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I don't know. I was like 14. We went out to go get Thai food or something like that.
What was your mom's move? I'll be the guy. You be your mom.
She told him, she was just like, "I think about you every day."
And his wife was right there?
Yeah.
What was she doing?
I felt like so guilty and so bad that I was like, "Hi, I'm Caroline. What's your name?" You know?
You were 14. That's like a 5-year-old talking.
I don't know, like something like that. But
Did she know the wife? Was it like just a bullying technique, was she trying to pick up that guy?
I don't know. My mom has like a pretty healthy list of enemies, you know, and so it's.
I've always loved your mom.
Oh, thank you.
I don't want her as an enemy.
But so I don't know what was going on there. But yeah,
Did she pick him up?
No, he was like this. I mean, you know, he was like this dorky old guy, you know. And so
What
my
was
mom
she doing? Was it just like is
I
she
don't
just
know.
how she has fun?
Probably like I think that it might have been, I don't know, like the woman snubbed her, they worked in an office together, they temped together or something like that, or I don't know, there was some grudge there. And
This is hilarious. But this was not the only time that you saw your mom do something like this.
no.
I want to hear the best story of your mom, like with a guy.
With a
that
guy.
you experienced, like that, like trying to pick up a guy when there's wife's right there, or like.
I think that was the worst of it. That was the
okay.
time where I was like, this is truly shameless. This
Right.
is truly like my mom's trying to upset someone.
Right.
You know. And
Did your mom grow up in Alaska?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
So beautiful girl growing up in Alaska.
Yeah.
What do you think that did to her?
Like growing up and being like a big
Her
fish in a little
identity
pond.
was beautiful girl, right? And
Yeah.
you think she just like got caught up in that and it was just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
She's-
attention from men. And...
She's never like stopped being the mean girl. You know, that's just who she is.
So now that this is your quote, she's let herself go. But you can't get out of that
I'm
mentality.
kidding. I'm kidding. I mean, she's still very beautiful.
No, but like we all lose it at some point.
Yeah.
I might even also.
Well, in my family,
But-
we have the babushka effect. So we look really good, and then we turn 50, and
You
then
hit
all
a
of sudden
wall.
it's, yeah,
You're
like,
just wearing the
oh, yeah,
kerchiefs and you're like,
I
hey,
know.
would you like to buy a potato?
And I know 49, gorgeous, 50, just full old lady. So
TikTok, Caroline.
I
TikTok.
know.
You got
Counting the days.
you got a ways to go.
My impending doom.
How do you deal? Let's talk about you.
Okay.
I'm more comfortable interviewing you, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Go for it.
How do you deal with all of the, like, you get told all the time, right, that you're attractive, right?
Well, I mean, where I work. and
Well,
then-
you're
Yeah.
a dancer, right? So I mean that's part of it. But also you are attractive, right? So people don't tell every dancer that.
like getting hit on, like
Yeah,
or getting.
like every day on the street, walking down the street, you go
Yeah.
get a cup of coffee, right?
Yeah.
Guys just like shamelessly hit on you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then online, or I'm sure there's a whole online component
actually,
now.
It's funny you asked, since I started doing the podcast and doing the vlogs, and it's like I put out that I'm like, you know, I've been victimized in this and this way, raped, sexual assault and sexual misconduct, and I'm open about my experiences and my backgrounds, and so I'll get messages from guys
Wait, yeah, read some.
on my
And say the names.
it's just weird. Let me Find
How's she
one.
doing on the audio? Her distance from this.
Where are my messages?
You're like equal distance, but you're just much louder than
Okay. When you sit right next to her, I'm like, oh, she sounds loud to me.
The mic's pretty much as close to her as it can be.
Okay.
It's like a good distance from each of you. It's picking her up.
Okay. Just like these guys on Instagram. Picking her up.
Let this stuff out.
No, it's all gold. It's all perfect.
Well, this guy said the real Jessica Rabbit, and he spelled Jessica wrong.
Okay, then no. If
Yeah.
you don't know how to spell Jessica Rabbit,
Yeah. And then
you are not a
there's that
cinephile?
one
How did you spell Jessica?
with a K.
With a K. Yeah.
I just guessed it. I knew.
And then.
By the way-
I mean, which is just.
By the way, wait, hold on. Let's not let that
That's-
go. Okay.
That's a compliment.
Based on the odds, 99% of all Jessicas are spelled with a C. Why would you use a K? Idiot.
I know. It's a little odd. Just like, it's just little stuff like that. I mean, some of it's actually pretty flattering.
But are they anyone actually asking you out? Wait,
Yeah,
so you're
well,
talking about
okay, so
sexual assault.
this one
Does
guy,
anyone
he's-
get graphic?
This one guy has asked to come on as a guest for some reason. I don't want to say his name, but he's asked to come on as a guest. And I was just like,
Is that just to meet you?
yeah. And then he just keeps messaging me all the time, you know, about like my life. And it's just sort of like, and he knows me from the podcast and stuff, which it's like,
Well, the fact that you do your podcast in your apartment might not be the best
Well,
idea.
the thing is that like there's sort of this, well, because it's just like, I was like, you know, like, you really like are attracted to the whole rape thing, you know, thing. That's like the element that I'm getting. Like, it's just
Well, if
they're
it's
into the whole
if
rape.
someone's hitting on you based on the podcast, then they know
Yeah.
all that. I'm just saying, like, people on the street, they don't know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
How do you deal with that?
I mean, honestly, I just ignore it.
You ignore it? Are you
Yeah.
do you shut it off? Do you put the walls up when you go out?
Yeah, headphones
un-
really help.
Not approachable. You make yourself not approachable.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like a little, what is it called? RBF.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Do your RBF right to the camera.
What's an RBF?
Resting bitch face. That was no. That's not resting. That was like indigestion and.
I can't. I don't.
No.
know.
It's like the look is like, do not come over here and talk to me. No, that's trying too hard. Yeah, it's one like this. Look at me. No, see. She can't do it.
Resting crazy person.
Resting crazy person face. I know your eye. It's the eyes. It's the.
I do have
Hey,
intense eyes.
I know. I'm like, okay,
Like,
take
yeah,
my wallet.
and so I have just like these big intense eyes that are like blue. You
They're
know what
very
I mean?
blue and like.
Yeah.
You lit her nice because she's getting a little highlight, sparkly.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm not hitting on you.
It's okay.
Relax.
It's okay if you are.
I'm not.
Okay.
What about like like when you do the mics? Do guys bother you?
Oh yeah.
When you do open mics, oh, that's a good.
Oh, that is. Oh,
Good question, Josh.
I don't know. I honestly, I've been getting a lot because I do jokes about stripping and stuff.
By the way, I didn't know you were doing open mic, but
Yeah,
I want to come to one.
I want to be a comedian. That's
Oh.
like my goal right now.
That was what this hilarious podcast about sexual assault is about.
Well, yes.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I mean,
You're naturally funny, so
Really?
like, what? Yeah, no,
Thank
you have a good,
Yes.
have a good energy about you.
I've
But
got-
I haven't heard your material.
Yeah, Josh has seen me. I'm doing okay.
Let me hear your best joke. The best joke you do on.
She sort of did it earlier in the.
Really?
Yeah. You were doing the other day.
I was talking
about your mom.
My mom.
confronting you or getting
Oh.
because of the Facebook thing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And then so what happened is that my mom, and then she also was confronted by my friend Anya. So I had this crazy Russian friend from Alaska named Anya, and she and I grew up together, and like she and I were just like these little wild children where we would like sneak into people's chicken coops and we would, you know, just do whatever the hell we wanted.
Right.
This one time we like threw shit at this guy's house and stuff, you know, like we just, you know, went crazy together.
It was the 1950s.
It was
Things
when
were different.
We had the kind of friendship where like we would have to take timeouts from being friends because we would get in so much trouble together.
Forced times out.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was for my meter. Okay. So Anya.
And so, she was adopted from a Russian orphanage when she was 4 years old. So it's very like everyone was very aware that this like she did not have a regular child rearing experience. Like she didn't have love and affection,
Yeah.
you know, the way
Right.
normal children did, you know. And so she's always a little bit off, a little bit sociopathic. And so it was just a moment of just like this, my friend Anya is judging me. And when it's like, there are some people who can judge me, like Mother Teresa can judge me, you know?
She's dead.
Barack Obama can judge me if he wants.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I
he
mean? Like,
sent me a
can
text
judge-
about you.
What?
He did judge you, yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean,
Okay.
you know, like, I feel like decent
Are you talking about people that are at a certain level can judge down?
Yeah, those people can judge me, you know?
All right.
And that's fine. I understand.
But Anya's your equal, so she shouldn't judge you.
Anya, okay, she married a man who's like 30 years older than her. And she did when they were newlyweds, they did a boudoir shoot
Okay.
where they like were like wrapped up in sheets and they were naked and like lying in bed together and these like glamorous
Could be
like
cute.
but it's like Alaska, small town Alaska quality.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So they're not like, they look like
Yeah.
they're from the 1980s.
They're double.
You know?
Like those creepy
And-
Polaroid versions.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Here you go.
Yes,
I
exactly.
did it in my basement.
I know. It was pretty much that. And her
Oh.
and so
Those can be sad, actually.
and she posted them on her Facebook. And actually,
Oh, boy.
I'm just gonna
We'll
show
cut to
them.
those.
I'm just gonna show them to you.
Yeah, please do.
I'm just gonna fucking show you.
Shame
these
you.
fucking
Are you friends with her
boudoir
still?
Yeah, we're
Not
of
after
course
this.
we're friends. No, I'm friends with Anya, but she told my mom that I posted a pole dancing video of myself, which I did, and and then my mom was just really upset about that.
I feel like you should add that you're not like at the club pole dancing. You're
No.
like, you're like clothed.
Yeah, I'm at.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's not like
Yeah.
You didn't post like a stripping video. You
It was
post-
like yeah, people do it all the time, like a workout,
Yeah,
almost like
yeah.
you're just showing your athleticism.
What the fuck? Did she unfollow me?
Oh,
Did
boy.
she unfriend me?
This is happening live. Call her.
Anya!
Call her right now. Call her on
God
camera.
damn you, Anya. Anya.
Anya.
I want to show them your stupid little boudoir
Or like
photos.
Afia. So add her again. She unfollowed you? Are you guys in a fight right now? Because of the pole dancing?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe is Anya seriously judging me that she's unfriending me on Facebook because I posted a photo of myself pole dancing? Like,
I just came here to talk about film schools.
oh my god.
Zero.
Let me.
Thank you. Thank you for keeping us on track.
Okay, let me go to my mom's.
I was told 2 hours.
Let me go to my mom's Facebook. Let me add her back. So I was.
This is good pod, everybody. Good
It
pod.
is, and then let's see. I need to find Anya,
She's your friend? Oh.
and she's probably my mom's friend on Facebook because they're in cahoots together, judging me.
The 3 people in Alaska that have Facebook are those 3. Sorry, I thought you were on.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe she's just not on Facebook anymore. But anyways, so I wish I could have showed you those.
And we're
photos.
back. Okay.
But God,
She
this,
took, well, you'll
damn,
show me later.
the-
but
I'll find them. I'm gonna text them both.
clearly
of
you
them
guys
to
are in a fight because she
And you can
unfriended
edit. You can edit, and we'll put it on here. We'll just blur out their faces.
You
but-
just, oh, well, you can cut it.
So then Anya, so she ran into my mom at Costco and she was just like, you know, Caroline posted a video of herself pole dancing on Instagram. And then so my mom was just like, you know, it was so upsetting being confronted with that in the public. And I was like, well, that's not my fault. That's Anya doing that shit. Like, I mean, like, what she's like, I don't know, Caroline, I guess this is just who
Well,
you
Mom,
are.
maybe if you hadn't unfriended me, you would have seen it. It wouldn't be
I
a shock
unfriended
to you.
her. And it was on Instagram.
Right.
And, well, by
Oh.
the way, this is the video. This is the
We
video.
talk about friending and unfriending people on social media. It doesn't mean anything. People like take it as this attack.
This was the video.
I mean,
And I'm dancing to Britney Spears.
who has a pole in their place?
My friend Saint.
Why is there a dog there?
Because it's her dog.
It's barely pole dancing. There's a pole there.
It's not barely pole dancing. I'm totally pole dancing there.
You're not doing any tricks.
I don't do tricks.
You
I don't
do
need
tricks?
to.
Oh, there's a little
trick.
little spin. Okay, this is the most tame pole dancing I've
I
ever
know,
seen.
exactly. That's what I thought.
So how are you doing? Well, like, do you enjoy it? Stand
yeah,
up. I'm
I
talking
do.
about stand up.
It's been a lot
You love
of
it.
fun.
Okay,
It's
so
been a
but
lot of fun.
but with Josh,
Yesterday, you missed it. Oh my gosh.
You're the worst.
There was it was the best open mic I've ever been to in my fucking life. There was the
Why?
greatest epic meltdown. Epic. Just
Oh.
insane.
by a comic.
Okay, this guy, he like, okay, so the last time I saw him, he like got on stage and he was just like, I hate women. Fuck women. And so this open mic is like pretty like bro. Like
I loved him on Seinfeld.
Sounds like a fourth wall.
Yeah, it's very male. It's mostly men. I go to a lot of the open mics there, and I'm the only girl. You know, so it's like mostly men at this open mic. So I was the only girl at this open mic, right? And it was all men.
Yeah.
And so he gets on stage and he just starts screaming at me that he hates women. Like he's like
You're like,
I'm sitting in the corner. We're
Yeah.
like at the side of the stage, like where I'm like.
were there women in the audience?
No, just me.
Oh.
And so he was like standing at the edge of the stage where I'm sitting and leaning over at me and screaming into a microphone that he hates women.
Wait, was there a joke to it?
No, I think
He's just literally losing it.
It was just a shock thing, I think.
Like when
you know?
Kramer, Michael Richards got up and started yelling the N-word.
Yeah, something like that.
So he just lost his mind.
Well, that was the last time I saw him. The very last time I saw him yesterday.
Wait, was it the last time or the last?
The last time I
second
saw
last
him,
time
he
this
started screaming at me that he hates women. This last time.
Yeah, more recent.
Okay, so this is what happened. So there's this.
Tell us what happened.
What's his last name?
I don't remember, but anyways, so he gets on stage and he's just like, I'm a white male and I'm not ashamed. Like, and then we're just like, okay, this is setting the tone.
Really like that? Like screaming?
Yeah,
Angry?
like really angry and stuff. And
Wow.
and so
Hilarious.
Yeah, and then so there's this girl there, and there's a black girl. So right, and so he just like starts going off on the black girl. He's like, I don't give a shit that you're black, you social justice warrior. Like and she's
Did she
like,
even say anything?
No,
He's
she
just
was
attacking her.
He was just like, I can tell you're a social justice warrior by how you're looking at me, and it's like.
Yeah, you started off by saying you hate women.
I know, and then so he's just like going off on this girl, and she's just like sitting there, just like, what? Like, leave me alone.
Like,
and then he's like, I don't care if you're black, I don't care if you're white, I'm not gonna treat you any differently because of the way you look. And it's like, but you're treating this girl completely differently.
you're attacking her right now.
Because
she's a woman and she's black.
and she's black, and she looks like, I mean, which I guess social justice warrior. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
That's what.
'Cause she's checking boxes as a minority.
He's checking boxes.
Yeah,
exactly. And so, and he just is like, so I actually like, dude, leave her alone.
You yelled that out?
I yelled at him. I was
Yeah.
just like, stop it, leave her alone. Because he was just going off on her. He wasn't joking. He was just like, he stands at the edge of the stage just like screaming in people's faces.
Yeah.
And
they weren't heckling him. It was like.
No.
We call that crowd work in the business. Wait, so really? Is this guy just doing it? Is it therapy? There's no jokes there. Where are the jokes?
You know, there are some people who do it for therapy, who totally do it for therapy. There's this one guy who I don't know. I mean, he doesn't like. I mean, the problem with open mics is that there are some people that go there that are just like such a headache because it's like they're not talented, but they are so narcissistic and confident.
Oh, I should go.
So they get up there and they don't tell any jokes. No, I'm
Josh
not.
can hear you.
No, not
No,
Josh.
I know what you mean.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Because they think they're funny, and all my friends say I'm so funny, so I'm gonna get up there and I'll just like be myself. They don't prepare any material.
No, they don't prepare any
It's the
material. They
worst.
just get
It's
up there and just start
uncomfortable.
talking. They're just like, I'm just working some stuff out, and it's like,
Do it on your own time,
I
man.
like chocolate. I'm just working some stuff
I'm like,
out.
I like chocolate. Who's with me?
Yeah,
Who's with me?
yeah,
Chocolate.
yeah, I
We
know.
got chocolate in the van. We got dark. We got milk. We got milk. Okay, great. Anyway, so guys hit on you. So wait, tell me about the kid.
Well, it was just
He puts his joke book down.
And it's just awkward and weird, and he's such a dork, and he has like a snaggletooth and stuff, and he's so narcissistic and so arrogant and so like,
Yeah.
ever since I started doing comedy, I lost all my friends and I have all these haters and stuff, and it's just like,
Because he's so funny.
Yeah, because he's not funny at all. And he goes up and talks about how he has all this great material. He doesn't actually have any
Right.
and stuff. And he's just keeping his great material a secret from us all. And just doing all these bad jokes because we couldn't handle his really good material.
That's a good
But-
way to like diffuse the fact that you don't have good jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm saving the good ones.
But there is this one guy who I do actually really like as a person. He's not funny at all. He
guy you just told me about?
Yeah, he just goes up there and just rants about politics or about, you know, his stances on things. Or he'll be like, or just talk about his life. You know, he'll just be like, so I grew up in Chicago and I'm Sicilian and my parents are Sicilian and they immigrated and they were blah, 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 salt of the earth people. But anyways, moving on. And it's just like there was no joke in just explaining your background. You know what I mean?
Right.
There was no joke in it. He just gets
So
up
he's
there.
got everything, stage presence, good vibe, except good material.
He does a performance, like a
Yeah.
physical performance. You know, like he's
Yeah, there's
doing.
more. The hardest part is the material.
Yeah, and so I don't know, like it's just like, but then this is what kind of bothers me about him. He will always give people advice about their acts. When it's kind of like
Unsolicited, like you
yeah,
didn't even
like
ask
he's
me?
like you need to work on your timing, that kind of stuff where it's just like
come on,
you don't-
man. You
like,
can't
dude,
do that
dude,
unless you're. It's like
dude,
you
you don't
said,
even have any
Obama can
jokes.
judge me. It's like, okay, yeah, Bill Burr can give me notes on comedy, but
sure.
yeah, you're open micing with us, and don't give it unless someone asks.
Yeah. Do you think that women do get more unsolicited advice from other men than men get unsolicited advice from other men?
That's a good question. I can only speak to what men get.
Do you get unsolicited advice a lot from other men?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So at my job, right? So I work at a film school.
Yes, you
And,
do. You work at AFI.
I work at, sure, we'll say the name. I work at AFI. And the average age is 27, right? It's a graduate school, so they're older students.
Sure.
But they all know me, right? It's like I'm one of their peers, even though I'm not 27.
Sure.
But I am. But I act like them, and like they're very much like they don't. I don't seem like a faculty member or a staff member or like an authority figure. Definitely. So like they have no problem like busting my balls and like telling me. And I do a lot of like, getting on stage and presenting a film or
Sure.
presenting a guest or whatever. And they'll heckle me when I'm doing
Really?
that. Yeah, they'll yell stuff out or tell me you shouldn't have done this, shouldn't have done that. And it's like sometimes I'm like, well, I never fucking asked you, but I do appreciate the honesty. With friends, I think I don't know. It's I don't different friends are have different ways of approaching it. So I can't just say guys across the board will say something to me as a guy. I have a few close friends that I think would say something to me, but then all other close friends that don't want to be critical. I think so they're always going to be supportive, and I love that, but I also like it'd be nice if you were honest. So there is that fine line. When you're friends with someone, taking out the gender thing, I think, is you want to, it comes from a good place, I think, hopefully.
Yeah, of course.
It can, I guess it can come from, for me, it comes from a good place, so you always want to do the compliment sandwich, right?
See, I don't mind unsolicited advice 'cause I am still learning. You know what I mean?
But I think someone should always ask, can I give you some advice? Or,
Well, the thing is that I want to get, the person I want advice from, if Bill Burr were to be like, let me give you some advice about what you're doing. You need to work on your timing. I would be like, okay, yes, of course.
well, you're going
Bill
to listen
Burr.
to it.
Yeah.
You're not going to listen to the guy who doesn't have any good material.
Yeah, exactly. And
Right?
so it's like,
Even if he's right, the message isn't going to get in because
Yeah.
you don't respect him as a comic.
sure.
Right?
Well,
you think he's a nice guy, whatever, but
I think he's a great guy.
Yeah.
I think he's great.
I'm just saying
I
your
really
subconscious
like him a lot, and it's,
won't let you go, oh, I'm going to take advice from him because, you don't. He's not a professional at it yet.
well, yeah. It's like if you're gonna do
Right.
comedy, you always have to be working on your timing. Timing is about like you have to. That's something that you have to incorporate. in
Yeah,
every joke,
that's such
you
a
know?
such
And
a
so-
throwaway comment, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
Everyone should work on their timing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's like something
be
you're
specific.
always putting into motion. Yeah, exactly.
Did you go out with this guy?
No, he's like married. Actually, he's like independently wealthy. So he's
It's just like a hobby for him.
yeah. Well, no, he's serious. He's like, I want a Netflix special in 2 years, and so he has a dream, But he's.
Hey,
but the thing is
I
that
hope he gets it.
he's an independently successful person who's like succeeded in like a business. So the advice I give to people, the only advice I ever give to people if they've asked me for it, I just say like, just keep coming to open mics and just get good, and just get better at what
And that's
you're doing.
what all the good like working comics would say too. It's like
Yeah.
you got to put in the reps. You gotta do
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's just
Because
what I say.
the people that are like coming from nowhere and they say I want to have a Netflix special in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's a little unrealistic.
Yeah.
It's nice to have goals, but put in the work.
Yeah, well, there's this
Get some
kid.
material.
He and I actually had like this weird connection. His girlfriend, he's from Utah, right? And so that was the first
know.
the first strip club I ever worked at was in Utah. And so his
What?
ex girlfriend worked at the
The
same
most
club.
conservative state. That's the first place you were stripping.
Yes.
Wow.
And they were different. Like you had to get STD checks every 3 months and stuff. Like they were.
Did you have to wear the Mormon underwear under your strip down to Mormon underwear?
No, but the club I worked at, they had like they were very they had a lot of like gimmicks. Like you could do like one of the most expensive one of the best ways you could make money was they had a shower where guys could pay to
watch you shower.
Yeah, and so I would like. I remember like this club. I remember taking like 3 showers in one night.
Grab the loofah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
no, it was
exfoliate.
Yeah, exactly. So they had like a shower where you could.
You would do it?
Yeah.
And you would just like, would you not shower all day and be like, oh, I'm gonna
I
shower
would,
at work?
I mean,
so.
there would be music and stuff, so you would be like.
It would have to be a sexy shower.
It was a sexy shower and stuff.
Well,
and so there was
and they
like.
were just looking through the glass, like.
No, it was just like a shower, and there was like a chair.
And you had
know, where
soap?
they could sit there and watch you shower.
You had soap and everything.
Yeah.
Shampoo.
Yeah.
The whole deal.
Yeah.
Okay. And you did
And so, I mean, this guy and I kind of connected. Like, he was just like,
Wait, I forgot about the
yeah.
guy. You met him because
Yeah.
he was watching you shower?
No, I met him because we went to the same open mic, and so he was talking about his girlfriend. He was like, I'm from Salt Lake City, and I actually used to date a stripper. And I was like, oh, really? So, like, what club did she work at? And he was like,
Showers.
just like, he was like, I don't remember. And I was like, was it Southern Exposure? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, like I worked there. And so it was like this weird connection.
We just got you a new sponsor, Southern Exposure, Utah's favorite strip club.
Bleep that out. Well, I mean, I guess like, they'll figure out what it is.
No, it's
just
great.
like from the.
Wait.
Lots of tattoos.
Yeah, lots of tattoos. Yeah, you know him. And and so
Profiling.
And so he was just like, he had a set, and I thought it was really funny. Like, I
Yeah.
actually thought it was his funniest set. And no, he didn't get any laughs, though. Like, he just, like, it was one of those things.
Sometimes you're funny and no one laughs. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah, he seemed really discouraged, though. And I was just like, no, this guy had actually a really good set with good potential and stuff.
Yeah.
He just, like, I don't know, whatever it was, like his timing was off or just the room was off or something like that.
Yeah.
He didn't get any laughs.
Okay.
And so I was just like, I need this guy to know that his set was funny and it has potential and
Yeah.
stuff, and to not be discouraged. And I was like, that was the best set I've ever seen you do. You're getting so much better. And he was just like, really? Thank you and stuff. And
That's an unsolicited compliment, which
Well,
is always welcome.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of like,
Which is kind of where we started when I said the guys come up to you on the street and compliment you. Like, see, sometimes it's good. You want to be complimented on your comedy, right?
yeah, for sure.
But you don't want to just be complimented on your looks because you're like, because you're over it. I don't know why.
Well,
I don't know why.
I mean, sometimes
everybody just know that you can compliment me on my looks anytime you want.
I like compliments. I love compliments. I mean, I don't mind them. I actually really don't mind them. But like, I mean, the other
You just
day
don't
I
want them
was
to be creepy.
Yeah, I was walking to like the grocery store, and this guy asked me for a cigarette, and I gave him one. And I was like, "Here, have a cigarette." And he was like, "Oh, do you have a boyfriend?" And it was just
You're like-
"Give me my cigarette back." Like, you know, like,
Did you really?
No, but it was.
Write it down. That's a
And
bit.
it's just like
There, write it down.
really like some like homeless dude like on a stolen bike is really like, you know, needs to like, you know, a boyfriend is what's standing in between you and
there's
me.
a few
dude.
steps before.
Yeah,
I know,
sure.
right? But also, like,
too
it's
bad,
opening
too bad
is-
I have a boyfriend.
You should like ask
Otherwise,
for something.
we would have really, you know.
You got to
hit
know how
it
to
off.
gradually get there. Like, ask for a cigarette, then ask for you want to get a cup of coffee? Hey, you have a cup of coffee? You know, like, then I don't know.
Get a
It
job.
just seemed like a leap.
Stop doing drugs.
Yeah. Oh, do you have a
stop
cigarette?
it-
Do you have a job? Okay. Do you have a boyfriend? Maybe he's just asking. You don't know if he's gonna ask you out.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that creepy kid that like with a notebook who like.
Did he ask you out?
He did.
And?
so I was just.
How was he in bed?
like.
Really?
No. But
Oh man, that would have been awesome.
no, I'm abstinent. That's
Wait, what?
yeah.
No. The only reason I'm coming back is because I don't know what abstinent means.
Okay. Well, abstinence
why?
is because I've just
Lent's over.
I've been it was only supposed to be for a year, and well during that
Wait, how long has this been going on?
I haven't had sex it's almost been a year. I think I last time I
Wow.
had sex was in July.
Wow.
Yeah.
And why?
Well, it was I don't know. I guess like sex has always been like it's exciting, it's magical. I love romance and I love dating and I love, you know, spontaneity and you know, and it's just I was just way too dependent on men and male approval. And I didn't even like this guy that much. And it was like
This comic guy.
Yeah, and it was how'd you know he's a comic?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about the kid.
Oh, the last time I had sex.
Oh, was it comic?
Oh, yeah.
Were you dating him or was it just like a?
No, it was like a casual thing.
Okay.
But like he was just the guy.
Well, you hang out with comics a lot, so you.
He was just the guy I was texting at the time. So this is what happened. I was being blackmailed by one of my clients.
Oh.
so this guy, he was like this old guy. He's a producer.
Yeah.
He
Client, as in comes into the
club. Yeah.
club.
So he never
you call
did.
them clients.
Yeah. He never did
okay.
dances with me. Never did dances with me. But he would always sit and talk with me. He would hang out for about a full hour, and we would just hang out and talk about movies, talk about art, talk about whatever. And he would give me like $300, $400 every time he would come in. He'd come in once a week. So I actually had like this little nest egg of money that I would get every week, and every month I had it, and I was kind of dependent on it for a few months. You know, it was really nice.
Right.
And so then it got to the point when he would always ask me out, and he would always talk about, you know, us going out and doing stuff together. And,
But you never would.
You know, and I'd be like, oh, I don't know, I want to get to know you better. You know, I mean, you know, just the
Men learn. Don't go to strip bars.
No, I know that's what
Right?
like I'm just like
I mean, you're open about it.
I am.
All
I
right.
mean, it's just like it's a total. It's a total scam. You know what I mean? Not a total scam.
Oh,
but
I know.
mean, but it's like it's. Anyways, so he was friends with the owner, and I saw him come in with the owner a few times, so I knew that he was telling the truth, that he was friends. A lot of clients will be like, I'm friends with the manager, I'm friends with the owner, when really they're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just trying to just have power.
It only
over
works
you.
a few times.
Yeah.
I'm friends with the manager. Can I get a blowjob?
Yeah, I know exactly. It's disgusting.
It works like the first 3
it's
times.
It's fucking disgusting that men do actually do that. They think that if they name drop the manager, that
You can do whatever you want. Oh, I'm allowed to touch you here.
Yeah,
'cause-
I know. Yeah, exactly.
I know the cleaning crew. So
it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I hate it. And so this guy was just he told me that. So he was like, we need to get, like, he was totally like, no, we need to get a hotel. You're going to meet me tonight. Like, just total down to business. Like, I'm done.
The producer guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we're doing it. We're going to get a hotel room. He's like, we're just going to. Can I say it?
Well.
Have sex. Make love.
And
we are going to make love.
Well, the thing is that, like, dude, like, I know your IMDb. You know, I know, like, he's produced some pretty.
Name one of his movies. We're going to bleep it. Maybe.
His biggest one?
Yeah. What? How am I going to guess? There are a million movies.
It was a Sandra Bullock movie.
Speed.
No. It was more recent. Bird
Box.
Got really bad reviews. Came out maybe like
Ocean's 13, whatever. Ocean's 8.
No, got really bad reviews. It was a comedy.
Help me out, John.
Had Bradley Cooper.
Oh, that was a few years ago, right? Where there was she a newscaster?
Something like that. She worked in a newspaper. It was like
Yeah. I know the one. It got horrible reviews. Romantic comedy.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
that was his biggest.
Okay.
That was his biggest.
I'll look him
thing.
up later. Okay.
Yeah, and so let's just reveal his identity. Why not? He's
Sure. What's his name?
He tried to blackmail me into having sex with him.
What's his name?
I don't know. I don't remember. I'll have to look at it up at the.
Wait, what was the blackmail? What was the blackmail part?
He said he was going to complain to the owner and tell the owner that I offended him, that he didn't like me, or make up some story about.
He literally said, "I'm gonna tell him this thing that you both know didn't happen."
He was going to tell the owner that he didn't like me and that he wanted me fired. That was what he faced.
If
that was what
you
he said
didn't
that
have
he
sex with him.
Yeah, that's what he said. He was.
How did it get to that point? This is in text.
No, it was he was sitting. We were at the club, and I was, it was sort of our routine. He would come in. They would let me know he was there. I'd go and sit and talk with him and stuff.
Yeah.
And like it was, so basically he just said that he was going to tell the owner that he didn't like me and he was going to have me fired, and because I pissed him off with taking all of his money and not sleeping with him, and
You know what? Talk to your HR office.
I know, because
The strip club HR office.
Yeah, God forbid there be
What's the problem,
a society that supports women in these environments. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Are there ever women managers at these places or whatever, owners?
they're not much better.
They're not?
No.
Oh, is this back to the women not helping women?
They're not much better. It's
So, but like, you're the owner, right? Like, if he actually did that, would the person have believed you, and would he have cared? It's not your job to have sex with someone, right?
I mean, he could have just said that I told him to go fuck himself. He could have said anything to him, to get me
Right.
It's my word against his, and it's his word against me. And if he's friends with the owner, then I could have gotten in trouble.
So what happened?
It turns out, that night I went home early. I went and I told my boss, that this is going on and
Good.
stuff. And so they said, don't worry about it. He did this to another girl, and we're familiar with it, and it's not going to be a problem, so just don't worry about it.
Okay.
But so another night, Okay, so this is what happened. So another night, so he came in and he was with the owner, and they were both there. And so the manager was, I think to protect me, he said, you need to go home. And so they didn't cash me out. I had already made money, so they let me keep all the money that I had made. And so I was upset because it was just like, I was pretty freaked out. The owner and this guy were both there. And
then you have to leave because he's
and
there.
I had to leave
You're like,
early.
"What?
Just
I'm
so,
not afraid of that guy.
Yeah, just to...
He makes shitty
it
Sandra
was
Bullock
It
movies.
was to diffuse the situation and to protect my job, and
That's good.
Yeah, I appreciated that, I guess. And but
So you left early. You were
and
in a weird space.
I was really upset. Like
Yeah.
I was pretty upset. Like, and especially because like, what if they were there to talk about me or something? And so
Right.
and so I called this guy, and he was just there in a second. We had sex, and it was terrible. It was legitimately just like, I mean, I've
Was
never...
this bad sex, or
It was just... Yeah, it was just bad. It was just
was
like...
because you were in a weird mood and
It was... He came really fast. Like, really
there's
fast.
nothing wrong with that.
There is... I think it's so disrespectful. I think it's so... I mean...
It's not... some women take it as a compliment. No, because they're guys like way too
No.
turned on, and you can't say it's disrespectful. They're not trying to disrespect you unless they have control, and then they were like,
I think
"Fuck
they
it,
do
I'm
have
only into me."
control. I think they do have control over
Well, but then
it
also
a
like,
little
I mean,
bit.
if a guy does do that, there are ways to like then do other things to
But he didn't.
help the woman. He was just like, "I'm done."
Goodbye.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the one that you needed something, and you called him over, and he got something out of it, and then he left.
Yeah.
Selfish. Yes, selfish
I
bastard.
know, and it was just like, and then he got...
And that guy, because of that bad sex, you're like, I'm never having sex again for a year?
Honestly, and then then after that...
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Then after that, that was when, and then the sexual assault happened in October.
Oh.
And so since then, I've just, it's just opened there's been a lot of floodgates over just like, I think I was using relationships as a Band-Aid, and not really processing past traumas. And just sort of like, because I had to have a guy. Like, if I didn't have...
So wait, this
it felt-
behavior where you called this guy over, the U-Up guy,
Yeah.
was that like something you were doing a lot
I mean, I really
with
haven't...
different guys?
No.
Because you were saying you were using that. You were using guys as like a Band-Aid.
Yeah. To like,
But
well, I
it
was like a
wasn't-
relationship junkie. I was always dating somebody.
You were always with somebody.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was always
this was
dating
just
somebody.
you needed some. So you don't do the casual thing a lot.
Not really. I mean, if a relationship is 3 months and it's really heated and you have stuff in common, but there's
That's
just
not
some...
casual, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, then that's sort of... I mean, and those are
No,
fun.
casual is like the guy comes over late at night and you hook up. Yeah, that's casual. So let me ask you this. Let's get into this. How do you deal with that? I'm talking about the moment, the bad sex. Like,
I mean, you just feel really used. You feel dirty. You feel gross. So the thing is that, like, if you ever want to know what rape feels like and you've never been raped, it's bad sex, but it's forced bad sex.
Wow,
Think about
really?
it that way. If you've ever
you're
had...
comparing bad sex to rape.
If you've... I mean... Yeah. Like... I mean, not that bad sex is rape. But, I mean, but at the same time,
I'm sorry for
like,
all the women that I raped with my bad sex.
Sorry, I know the Aziz Ansari thing has been beaten to death and stuff, but I mean, like, when she came out with, like, sexual misconduct charges against him and stuff, it was kind of like, I get it, because bad sex and bad sexual encounters really do feel very degrading and very, they do.
I mean, I can't argue with how you feel, but I would argue that.
Really?
I would argue that you might want to rethink that, like reframe that thinking.
Really? Okay, how?
Well, because you're agreeing to have sex with him, right? So you have to take
Yeah.
the sexual assault, the rape, like you can't use that word at all, right?
No.
It's just disappointment, right? It's
Yeah.
expectations versus reality. You expected like a magical night and orgasms and all that stuff, and then it was a bad sex. So it's just a disappointing encounter. You cannot compare that to sexual assault. And I haven't been sexual assaulted. Maybe you connect those in your brain, but like if you just look at logic and black and white and the facts, I don't know. I think it's unfair, right? Because now you're putting this guy in that category in your mind as someone who sexually assaulted you when he's just like bad at sex. You agreed to have sex with him.
Well,
You wanted to.
it brings up those feelings, though,
I understand.
And
So you have to
feelings
recognize
aren't
that.
facts. Feelings aren't facts. You know, something
True.
could feel a certain
That's
way.
what I'm trying to call out.
Things can definitely, there's truth in your feelings and,
Yes.
you know, and stuff. And so, I mean, like, I think if you were to want to know what rape is really like, it just imagine somebody forcing bad sex on you, you know?
Oh, okay. But the word forcing is the key word.
Yes.
So this guy didn't force
No,
any sex on you.
no.
If anything, you forced it on him.
If anything. And so I guess it's just like
But like, do you like, hey, let's try that again, or are you just like, I'm
well,
done?
that was the
Hit the brick.
the censure was that he was like kind of embarrassed. You know, he's like, oh, next time we do this, it's gonna be so good, you know, and we're gonna have don't worry about it.
It's like the
And-
comic with the good material.
Yeah.
I got such great material, man. I'm gonna give these jokes to you so hard. Next time, not tonight.
And so it was, and so it was like, next time and stuff. And so
I want it now.
he turned into like a real asshole afterwards, like just to talk.
Really?
Oh, he turned.
Was he trying to do it again?
He was.
Oh, were you
I think he had issues
with his?
because the first time we almost had sex.
The first time you made out?
Yeah, we almost had sex, but he couldn't get an erection. So I think he.
Like a bipolar dick.
Yeah.
I
Bipolar dick is an actual condition,
I think he had issues,
especially in Alaska where it's polar. Yeah. He should have gone to erections.com where you can find erections.
Yes.
Heroin.com for heroin. Whoa, good catch.
Thank you.
So he couldn't get it up that time. Second time, he got it up too fast.
Keep it.
Couldn't. Well, he kept it up. There's a difference between not keeping it up
just
and
came really fast.
and coming too fast.
So I think he had issues in that
My friends tell
department.
me. All right. Well, that's not your guy.
No, but still.
But what do you mean he turned into an asshole?
He just was. I mean,
Did you want to go out with him again, or was
the
he trying to
thing
go out with
is
you
that
again?
from the beginning, he really judged me for being a stripper, and that was pretty apparent.
But he had no problem having sex with you,
Yeah, exactly. And
except for
that's-
the problems he had having sex
So
with
I
you.
mean, like, okay, so it's like it was sort of confusing. Like, oh, like he was judging me the entire time we were sort of dating, you know, and
do you get that a lot?
judging.
Yeah, I mean, for what you do, like guys are like
Of course,
the push pull of like, oh man, it's real sexy that you're a stripper and you're super hot, but also I'm gonna judge you because you're a stripper and you're super hot.
Yeah, I mean, at
How
the
do you-
club, it's just like guys. Like I'll see guys looking at me, and they'll have this look in their eye, and it's like, it's weird because it's like they're undressing you with their eyes, and they're looking at you, and
Aren't you
they're
naked?
well, you know, like I'm partially.
I'm gonna try to undress you with my eyes. My eyelashes aren't that strong. I know. No, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm the worst interview.
It's okay, don't
I have
worry.
to interrupt you for any joke. Okay, go ahead.
And it's like they have this look in their face, like just like they just hate me.
I mean, what?
You know,
You came
they
into
just
my place
They just can't fucking.
where you know
stand me.
what happens here,
They want to break my neck. Like it's like
but they
that's how they're
also
looking at
want
me.
to fuck. you,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's so weird. It's really, really fucking weird
Yeah.
because it's like they fucking hate you. They just
Right.
they just think you're the scum of the earth.
But they're
But they
so
want-
drawn to you. They're so attracted to
Yeah, yeah,
God.
and it's just
you. What is wrong with men?
it's been so hard having to sit with my thoughts, like, and just not having that outlet of just like, you know, finding a guy who's like can reaffirm that I'm, you know, I'm pretty and that he thinks I'm smart and then he thinks I'm funny and stuff.
Right.
And so it's like I'll go to these.
You won't even date guys?
No.
You won't even go out on dates? I mean, like, no, take the sex out of it. You're not going out with guys and they're telling you how pretty you are. And
I mean, I'll be honest. The dates I've been going on are from like seeking arrangement.
for what?
Seeking arrangement.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can get like paid like $200, $300 just to go out to dinner with a guy.
It's like an escort,
Yeah.
but it's different. It's like you work for yourself. It's like the Uber of escorts.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the thing. This is what I do.
That's a business idea.
This is what I do.
What do you do?
If a guy messages me and he looks sort of legitimate and
On
stuff,
that site?
yeah, then I'll meet him, you know, and I'll meet him for, you know, dinner or something like that, and he'll give me $200, $300. And last month I made about $750 on 3 dates.
And 3 free dinners.
Yeah.
So how long do these dinners last? I'm curious about this
Well,
world.
this is what I do. I mean, like, I'll go on a date with them.
Yeah.
They'll give me the cash for meeting them and stuff.
Like right up front.
And then when
Tell
we
me how it goes down. They give you
then-
cash up front.
Yeah.
You sit down. Here's the cash. You
Yeah.
meet them at the restaurant.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
They don't pick you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I negotiate, like, look, if I'm taking off a night from work, do you mind just, making up for what I'm missing from work and
Yeah.
stuff? And so, and it's, like, nice because I can take a break from work. I can go and talk to, like, a guy who's, like, who has an interesting job, a lucrative business, or,
Right. They're all successful
Well,
people.
one of the guys I went on a date with, he is, like, the marketing person for a lot of different podcasts. So that was actually, like, I got paid $300 just to rack this guy's brain about, like, marketing, podcast marketing.
Right.
And
That's
so
hilarious.
I know. And but this is what I do. At the end of the day, when we start negotiating, like, what the terms of the arrangement are going to be, I have, like, I want $10,000 a month. And
You mean for what? Like, what do you guys...
to date them.
Oh, so does this usually happen on that first dinner? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, so I'm looking for a regular girlfriend. Mm-hmm. What's it going to cost me?
$10,000 a month. And then, like...
Does anyone ever just go, okay?
No.
Hasn't happened yet.
No.
What do they usually say? They're like, see you later.
They're kind of just like, I can afford like $2,000 a month, and it's like, oh no, that's not gonna work for me, and you just kind of like, I'm sorry, it's just not.
What would you do if
be.
someone said yes to $10,000 a month?
Ooh, I don't know.
They're calling you on it. You're offering it. Are you doing it?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
Does it depend on
To be
the
honest,
connection and what they look
To
like?
be honest, I know I put honestly, like, the money thing actually kind of makes them less attractive because it's like, okay, so I went on a date with, like, this trust fund kid and stuff, and he was kind of young and sort of good looking and stuff, but he was just this, like, it's just, like, I wanted to rob him. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to rob him.
Why didn't you? That would have been great.
Because
Robin Hood.
I'm getting a conscience, and
Ugh, they're the worst.
I know I've been kind of like, it's you have to be kind of a sociopath to be a stripper, you know what I mean? Because you really have to be ready at any time to just, like, take money out of a guy's pocket, you know what I mean?
Right.
And just, like, give me more money, give me more money, give me more money. Okay, got the money. Okay, let's go. You know what I mean? And just and then
Yeah. I mean, why else would you do it? Right?
I know,
You're
and
not doing
stuff,
it for
and it's
the
just like-
art of.
yeah, and it's
You're there to make money.
yeah, because
You're not there to meet your soulmate.
the thing is, prostitution is illegal. And so if you negotiate something with a guy to get them into the VIP, and they have that credit card down, and they've already spent all their money, and they've got you there for half an hour, it's on your terms.
Yeah.
No matter what you told them, no matter what you said to them, they're there on your terms, and you have their money.
Mm-hmm.
So what the fuck are they gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's.
Does prostitution come up a lot at the strip
Oh,
club?
of course. Yeah, of course.
Does it happen?
Yeah, for sure. A girl recently got fired. I don't know, like, what her situation was. She was super fucking sweet, but she was leaving with guys and not being discreet about it. Like, she would meet guys right out front of the club,
And then go and do her thing. I mean,
Yeah.
isn't that her business? What she's doing off of the outside of the club?
when it's when the cameras are there, and when they have police officers will drive by and stuff.
Are you saying like she would leave with a guy and go have sex with him in the car? Like,
No, like
for money?
she would leave with them, like, legitimately, like, they would be, like, outside waiting with their car, and she would get in the car with them and stuff, and so they ended up firing her because she wasn't being discreet about leaving with guys.
What's the problem? That could be a date that you're allowed to, like, go out with a guy, right?
It's prostitution. And like, I have to, like,
There's a fine line. Do you think prostitution should be legal?
yes, I do.
I agree.
I totally think it should be legal. I mean, honestly, like, because it protects men too, and
Yeah.
men and their right to
Right.
to what you're offering and stuff, because you can legitimately. I'm not saying I do this, but you can legitimately just lie to guys and say, like, hey, if you come back with me to the VIP, I'll suck your dick, and then they put their money down, and you have your money, and they start the timer, and then it's just like, oh, prostitution's illegal. Sorry,
Do people
And-
do that? Do the other strippers do that?
Yeah, the other.
Have you ever done that?
The other strippers do. The other ones do. I don't.
What do the guys do?
Stripper.
Are they, like, literally whipping out their dicks? Like, this is what we agreed on. And they're like, I'm sorry. That's
There's a process to them having to do that. They have to, like, unbutton their pants and pull their pants down.
Familiar with the process.
There have been some guys where it's just, like, 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 you know,
It's a transaction,
Yeah.
and then they just got to go. Oh, it's illegal.
Depending on where they're from, guys
That's
from
an angry
that's-
guy you're gonna have on your hands.
I mean, I hate to like you learn to racially profile people because based on their culture.
Happens
you
to me
know?
all the time as an Italian.
Well, I mean, because the thing is that like I mean, if you meet a guy and you know he's from a certain country, from what I know about that country, you can get a blowjob for $20. You know what I mean? So if this guy is
What country is that?
spending,
Hold on.
so if you tell a guy let's spend $600 to take me to the back room, they're thinking,
I'm getting
"Holy
30 blowjobs.
Yeah, exactly. They're thinking that they're gonna get the works. They don't realize that it's just lap dances, and so you can kind of get them based
Right.
on their expectations. And so if it's a guy from there are guys from certain countries where it's like
I mean, like where they're literally came from there and they like,
Yeah.
don't know how an LA strip bar works.
and so it's like, okay, like I can manipulate him based on his expectations, but once he gets back there, he's gonna be pissed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That he just
Right.
spent $600 and he's not getting shit.
You don't want to
So
deal with that.
So you don't want to deal with that. Sometimes when I'm super broke, I don't mind. Like I'll do it. You know what I mean?
You have done that.
I don't mind.
What'd you say? What have you said? Come on,
I don't want to.
say it.
What?
What you've said to a guy to get him back there. Have you said, "I'll suck your dick"?
No.
Don't lie to me. Don't
No.
lie. Yes, you
I
have.
have- no, I
Yes,
haven't.
you have.
No.
You liar.
This is what I do. I don't say no. I don't say no.
So they'll be like, "Hey, will you give
And
me a
there are
blowjob in the
and
back?"
there are that you can use the terms that are like the like. Do you want to go back there and party? You know what I mean? Because when you say, when yeah.
Is that what you do when they get back there? You're like, "Here's your party hat." That's how you get out of like, well, I didn't lie. It's a party.
Because when you say
Here's a
party,
piñata.
when you say party, they think like, oh, we're gonna party. You know what I mean? We're gonna fuck and we're gonna do drugs and stuff. And it's like, oh, well, my dealer's out of town, and and I.
No, that's general enough where that's the guy's fault. But what's the most explicit you've gotten?
I just don't say no. They get explicit, and I just sort of keep it going.
And are you like, I don't know, maybe? So if they're like, hey, will you like,
And I just say I can't really say, but you know.
Oh!
It's just-
Oh, I'm almost falling for it right now. All right, let's go. That's horrible. And then what's the worst reaction you've had from once they get back there and then you're like, put the kibosh on it?
Well.
Oh, you don't stop it?
What?
I don't know, but your hair got really big.
Oh, really?
Got really big.
Because I'm a secret's
No,
coming out.
because you know, are we okay with this? Come on.
Well, I was. Can I be honest and just totally?
Yes.
I was raped in a VIP once.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I pissed a guy off, and he was really really fucked up on coke, and he spent a lot of money, and he was just you could really lean on him and get him to spend money on you. And he was just like,
You knew
come on,
this
like,
guy.
suck my dick, like, come on, please, like, I want you so bad and stuff. And it's just like, but he just kept putting money down. You know what I mean? And it was just, and so I just kept
wait.
milking him, and then eventually he got
Literally.
pissed off and,
And he raped you.
like, it was on the police report, it was rape with a foreign object. It was his hands. So
So he was doing that. He started doing that to you, and then you. Like,
it was.
to the.
It got contained pretty quickly.
And then you called the cop, or your manager called the cops or something.
No, I called the police. It was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. And that guy still comes to the club. They don't let him do VIPs anymore. Ever since then, they don't let him be alone with the girls anymore.
Is VIP room actually alone?
Yeah.
There are no guards in there. No.
I mean, yeah, there are bouncers around and stuff, but there's nobody like there guarding the door.
Right.
And I mean, to be honest, like guys don't want somebody there guarding the door. They.
Oh, that's what I mean. I mean, for the
Yeah.
guys, it's for the dancers, it's good, but for the guys, they don't want it. They want to be alone with you,
Yeah.
so they can do things like that. Do other girls do that when they go back there? Do they do sexual things?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
And there's sort of like there are groups of there's kind of the club is sort of down the line, like there are girls that are escorts and that they're it's sort of weird because it's like they'll have boyfriends who are like these dorks, these rich dorks, like this, but and they'll have these relationships with these guys that it's just like you're totally in love with this guy because of his money and because of what he gives to you. You know what I mean? And I've never really fully been like that, I guess.
You're not able to do that.
I mean, I am superficial to a certain extent, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, but when money gets involved, it just makes it weird, you know? It just makes it dirty. And I think from my job, I think I've put sex on a pedestal, and I actually really value it a lot more.
Yeah.
Because of how, you know, watered down it is in the environment that I'm in. I
Nobody
think for
can say a
me,
bad
what it
word
comes
about
down
him.
to is I actually believe in soulmates.
Yeah.
I just think, I mean, honestly, like, that's like my thing is that, like, okay, so I don't worry about guys because it's like I'm only gonna marry one guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's billions of guys on this planet. So what am I worried about? I'm gonna find one. You know.
And you
so,
can separate sex from that, right?
Yeah.
You can have sex with guys that are not your soulmates.
You know, I'm actually not as promiscuous as I think people would assume that I am.
Well, it's been a year.
You know, my number is 14. I've had intercourse with 14 guys.
14?
Yeah, and for my age and for my lifestyle choices, I think that's pretty shocking to a lot of people.
It's shocking No, I don't. You take your lifestyle choices out of this for your age in 2019. Like, you know, people your age are not, I wouldn't say more promiscuous, but like sex isn't as taboo as it was
it's
for younger generations.
I mean, it's always going to be taboo. There's always a ton of taboo
is it?
surrounding.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
What's
Yeah.
do you believe in astrology? Is that play into it? Okay, good.
No.
So what is your soulmate? You haven't
I
met
don't know.
You don't know. I guess you would
I
have
just
married
don't-
him by
I
now.
just don't think you can plan for it, you know.
Mhm.
And so I don't know. Like,
You'll know when you meet him.
yeah, I hope so.
Until then, when are you going to have sex again?
I don't know.
Let your listeners know. And when you do, like the person, the man or woman that you choose to do that with, are you just going to wreck them?
Honestly,
gonna
I
be-
just think
it's
I'm.
gonna be a long time coming.
I think I'm too fucked up to have sex right now. I just think it would be a really bad thing for me to do, to be honest.
Really?
I think, yeah, I
You're
think.
still processing.
Well, because I think I responded to like I wanted new experiences to cover up old experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I was with a guy and he was abusive or mean or nasty, or he broke up with me in a mean way, or he ended things in a mean way or something, then I would just immediately go and find another guy to be my new experience. And then so then I stopped. I cut that off. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there was no more Band-Aids, you know, so like there was, you know, my rape, then 10 guys to cover up that rape, and then and then another horrible thing happens, and then another 10 guys to cover up that horrible thing that happened, you know.
Yeah.
And then also just like I dated a guy who's a jerk, so now I'm going to date another guy who's a little bit nicer, and then he ends up like, you know, being, you know, getting back together with his ex-girlfriend, so now I need to find another guy who's, you know, more free and stuff. You know, so you just keep covering up your these wounds with another guy that's just going to be another wound, you know.
So you're taking a break, almost to like reboot, almost like take the what's the Etch-a-Sketch and like shake it.
Yeah.
So it's like clean slate.
Yeah, exactly. And just be like me, you know,
Yeah.
without men.
But meanwhile, you're in an industry. Your job is dealing with men
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
It's hard.
They're not the best guys though. My
know.
window
I know. Does that make you think differently of guys, or are you smart enough to go, those are those guys?
Yes.
Josh
no,
is a different kind of guy.
That's the thing, is that I totally leave it at the door.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I do try, I do have to text clients trying to get them to come into the club and stuff, but other than that, I
Yeah.
have no association with my work outside of my work. Like,
Right.
I'm just Caroline when I'm out of my job. And
Mm-hmm.
when in my job, I kind of have to become that, you know, I have to,
You become who?
Olivia.
Olivia.
I
That's
kn-
good. That fits
My
you.
first stage name was Stacy. I don't know why.
Ow, that's a
And then-
valley girl.
I know, and so I don't know why I always liked the name Stacy, and so that was my first stage name, and then I changed it to
Not exotic enough.
Then I first moved to LA, it was Ivy, and
yeah,
then
it's decent. Yeah.
but then I think that kind of associated me with like a bitch or like Poison Ivy or
Yeah.
something, and then I went to Olivia, and then that's
Why
how-
Olivia?
I
You
don't-
you could be Italian.
Okay, so Olivia was my imaginary friend when I was like, so when I liked to party a lot when I was like in junior high and high school and stuff,
Yeah.
and I would sneak out and stuff, and so I would tell my mom, I'm going to my friend Olivia's house. And
Oh, imaginarily you
and
made
then I would
it
go
up.
and meet up with guys or some bad girls.
So your
or
mom
whatever.
still thinks that there's a friend named Olivia that you did bad
No,
things
they
with.
figured it out. They figured out Olivia wasn't
hilarious.
real. And then I would have like some girl at a party just like, can you pretend to be Olivia? And so she'd be like, hi, it's Olivia. So like, it was just.
So now you have this alter ego, and Olivia's the bad girl, right?
Yeah.
Olivia like is the dancer.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so Olivia, go to whatever place that you work. I don't even know what it's called. Where do you work? Do you know what to say? We don't say that. You don't want your listeners going there.
Do you have money?
Me?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, if
Do I have to pay you for this?
No, I mean, like, if you come to the club, you have to pay me.
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about them.
Oh, no,
You're
no,
trying to
no.
get me to come to the club?
No, if you want to come, if I tell you where the club is, you have to spend money on me. And that's the thing. If I tell guys where the club is, they just show up and they
Yeah.
don't spend money on me.
Caroline, I'm not coming into the club.
Oh, okay.
I know you in real life.
Yes.
Why do I have to go to the club? All right. Do we say goodbye? How do we end this? Do you have like a tagline at the end?
Thank you for watching the Manic Pixie Dream podcast.
Thank you for watching the Manic Pixie Dream podcast.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a lovely day. This was Chris Schwartzy. Thank you for
Chris
being
Schwartz.
here.
Everyone calls me Schwartzy. It was a pleasure not getting to know me.